This is not just a tech story. This is a story about being rejected, humiliated, and starting all over again, only to come back and change the world. Steve Jobs' journey is not about money. It's about vision, resilience, and how to rise from rock bottom. If you've ever been told you're not good enough, if you've ever lost something you loved, this story will remind you. You can rebuild, you can rise, you can lead again. This is the comeback of Steve Jobs. In 1976, Steve Jobs, along with Steve Wozniak, started Apple Computer in a garage. They had no money, no fancy degrees, just an obsession to create. Then the Apple II. Within a few years, Apple became one of the fastest growing companies in the US. By the time Jobs was 30, he was a millionaire, a revolutionary, a visionary. But there was a problem. Jobs was intense, demanding, some say arrogant. When Apple launched the Macintosh in 1984, it was brilliant. But internally, things were breaking. The board began to turn. They didn't like his style. They didn't trust his leadership. And in 1985, they fired him. Imagine that. Getting fired from the company you started. Your dream taken from you. He was 30, jobless, and humiliated. But Steve didn't stop. He started a new company, Next. His goal? Build the perfect computer for education. At the same time, he bought a small animation company from George Lucas. It was called Pixar. Nobody believed in Pixar, not really. But Steve did. He invested millions. Years passed. In 1995, Pixar launched Toy Story, the first ever 3D animated movie. It changed everything. Meanwhile, Next created software so advanced, Apple would one day need it. Steve had no idea. But all this pain was planting seeds for his future. He once said, "Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that ever happened to me. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life." By 1997, Apple was failing, losing money, losing direction. And so, they brought Steve Jobs back, at first just as an advisor, but soon he was back in charge. He simplified the product line. He focused on innovation, design, experience. Then came the iMac, then the iPod, then the iPhone, then the iPad. Each one didn't just sell, it shifted the culture. He brought a sense of beauty to tech. He made people fall in love with devices. Apple became not just profitable, it became legendary. In just a decade, Jobs had transformed Apple into the most valuable company in the world. This wasn't a comeback, it was a revolution. Steve Jobs believed in the power of focus. He once said, "People think focus means saying yes to the thing you're focused on. But that's not what it means. It means saying no to the 100 other good ideas." He believed in simplicity, beauty, and discipline. He believed in building products people didn't even know they needed until they saw them. In 2003, Steve was diagnosed with cancer. He kept working, kept creating. He knew time was limited, but he never let fear lead his life. He reminded us, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. When he passed away in 2011, the world mourned, but he didn't leave behind just products. He left a mindset, a way of thinking, a spirit of relentless innovation. You will be rejected, you will fall. People will doubt you, maybe you'll even doubt yourself. But like Steve, you can rise again, you can build again, you can lead again. Let his story remind you, you're not finished, not yet. Your greatest chapter might be just around the corner. Stay foolish, stay hungry, and never stop building.